We've now set up our test payment gateway environment, and we're now ready to put through some test orders to make sure our checkout process works. To do this, let's jump back into Woven and Tufted, and let's go to the shop. I'll find a rug that I like. I think I like the Shaggy Circles Black, and I'll add that to my basket. So here you can see the Yetti basket. This is what all your customers will see when they put products into their basket. As you can see, you can update quantities, you can remove items, you can add voucher or discount codes, you can select which country you'd like your order to be delivered to so you can get a quick estimate of shipping costs, and you can also continue shopping and proceed to check out. I'm quite happy with what I've got in my basket for the minute, so let's proceed to check out. Now, as you can see, I'm already logged in, and Yetti knows that I already have some existing addresses in my account. So I can choose from one of those addresses, or I can ship to a new address. For the purposes of this demonstration, I'm going to use 88 SagePay Test. Now, as you can see, I can add any special instructions, and here I can add a safe place. If you've already watched the video explaining all the Yetti settings in detail, you'll already know where this has come from. It doesn't matter for the time being, it's not a required field, and you can ignore this for now. I'm quite happy, so I'm going to continue. Now again, I can add voucher or discount codes. I can see where I'm going to ship to, and any special instructions that I added, if I added them in the previous step, will be displayed here. My billing address is again going to be 88 SagePay Test, and now I can select my payment method. Now, bearing in mind that this is a test checkout environment, so you don't really want to be using your own credit card details, and you don't want to have any money changing hands. So let's select Visa, and we've got a bit of a problem because it's asking for a card number. Well, luckily, the internet is your saviour here, because there are lots of places online that you can get test card details from. Remember, we're using a SagePay gateway to test this checkout, so if we change over to Google and run a quick test for SagePay Test Card, the first result seems to be exactly what we're looking for. Now, a quick read of this page will show you why I had the first line of my address as 88 and I had my postcode as 412. And you can see here a lot of card numbers that you can use to test your checkout process. I'm just going to select the first one, a Visa card, and I'm going to head back to Woven and Tufted and put in the card details here. My name's Alex Ryans. My expiry date, so long as it's anywhere in the future, then that's fine. And I'm going to add an example security code. And I'm going to submit my order, and it looks like everything's worked perfectly. I've got a confirmation page saying thank you for your order. My order's detailed, it's going to the right address, my customer ID is available, and it's shipping also to the right address. So I'm going to return to my home page and see what happens now. A quick check of my inbox shows that I've got a brand new order from Woven and Tufted. Bearing in mind that I'm testing this functionality, this is the email that a customer would get when they put through an order on your website. It's just a generic email saying greetings from Woven and Tufted, thank you for your order. Pretty standard stuff. And that's it. That's all I have to do to put through a test order. We didn't get any errors, everything worked fine, and I can now safely say that my SagePay payment gateway is working correctly. If you're using any other gateways, such as PayPal or Stripe, the process is exactly the same, and you can often find test card details that you can use to test these gateways if you're using them. Now though, let's have a look at what happens when we've received an order. As the site administrator, I've been notified that I've got a new order, and I can now go and find out more information about this order in Yetti Administrator. If you remember, we set the card gateway up to only authorise payment of an order when I've approved it. So you can now see that I've got a new order in my order management tab. And I think it's safe to say that this order is probably going to be the last one I received. So let's take a look at order 38. And here you can see all the details about my order. That's the order that's just come through, that I've just tested, and there's a number of different things you can do with this. Obviously, you can see that the grand total is £64.40, and there's £64.40 left to take. I haven't refunded anything, and no payment's been taken. You can see a breakdown of the order, including the subtotal, the shipping cost, the total including VAT and the total excluding VAT. You can see a brief history of the order, so if there's multiple people managing your website, you can see who viewed the order, who took payment, who made any refunds for instance, and all that history appears at the bottom of the page. You can see the delivery address, including a nice little Google map, and a billing address too. So at this point, there's a number of different things you can do, and all the actions that you can take on this order are displayed along the top. You can attach a note to the order, you can print it, view an invoice, or head back to the listing. But the three main details that you want to be taking a look at are taking payments, cancelling payments, and creating new shipments. If I want to create a new shipment, I can say who's going to ship the order, what sort of package it's going to be sent in, and you can also send a dispatch notification to the customer. You can add a tracking code if it's required, and then the customer can see at a glance on their courier's website how far along in the shipment process their package is. So for the time being, I'm going to take a payment on this item. And how much do I want to take? Well, I want to take it all. So I'll take that, and my payment has been successfully taken. So now a quick refresh of this page will show that I've taken £64.40. Okay, so here's a scenario. My customers received their product, but it's not quite the one they wanted, so they want to return it back to me. How do I do that? Well, Yetti again makes that really easy, and you can see now that where the Take Payment button was, you've now got a button that says refund up to £64.40. Obviously, you don't want to refund the customer any more money than what they've paid, so you can tell Yetti how much you want to refund. So here's another scenario that Yetti's perfect for. If I've taken £64.40 for an order, but there's been a problem somewhere along the line, and that product actually only cost £50, I can refund £14.40 to the customer. If they want to refund the entire order, which in this case we do, let's just say that we want to refund the entire £64.40, refund the payment, and it's been successfully refunded. Heading back to the order shows that the grand total is £64.40. I've already taken that payment, so there's nothing left to take, and I've also refunded that £64.40. A quick check of the history shows everything that's happened on my order. Initially, I viewed it, then I took payment for it, I viewed it again, I refunded £64.40, and now I'm back where I am at the minute, which is to a viewing of the order. And that's everything that you can do with Yetti orders. Next, we'll look at reports that you can create from a summary of your orders.